I suppose I'm essentially a romantic. I believe in the sort of emotion that you get from what your eyes show you and what you feel about certain things. Well, I don't really know what I'm painting. I'm just trying to paint.
Lonely people are drawn to the sea. Not for this artist the surge and glitter of salons, clutch of a sherry, or making polite conversation. See her when she is free, striding into the salty bluster of a cliff top in her paint-splashed corduroys, humming as she recalls the wild, shy boys she sketched in the city, allowing nature's nations of grasses and wild, shy flowers to stick to the canvas they were blown against by the mighty Cataline wind. All becomes art, and as if it was incensed by the painter's brush, the sea growls up in a white flood. The artist's cup is overflowing with what she dares to think is joy. Caught unawares as if on the wing, a solitary clover, unable to read wet paint, rolls over once, twice, and then it's fixed. Part of a field more human than the one that took the gale and is now, as she is, beyond the sun.
Those were the words of Edwin Morgan, paying tribute to my artistic hero, Joan Eardley. Eardley is at one with the landscape. She's at one with her brushes, paint, and canvas. The very act of her painting is performative. And inspired by her connection with the land, I want to research what is on my own doorstep, the Pentland Hills and the Pentland Hills Park. In a bid to come out of my comfort zone, I looked at performative painters Lee Zinmo and Sachio Kaneko for ideas on how to perform as a painter. In researching my Pentlands project, I came across a great many artists who have been inspired by the 26 square mile park, its gentle hills, meandering rivers, and quiet forests. Apart from many painters like Victoria Crowe, Barbara Ray, and Robbie Bush, poets, including Robert Ferguson, Will Ogilvie, Isabel Wiley Hutchison, are just a few of the wordsmiths who were drawn to put pen to paper in describing the landscape that sits quietly on the outskirts of our capital. Walter Scott said of the area, "I think I never saw anything more beautiful than the ridge of Carnethy against a clear foresty sky, with its peaks and varied slopes. The hills glowed like purple amethyst, the sky glowed topaz and vermilion colours. I never saw a finer screen than Pentland, considering that it is neither rocky or elevated." Looking into the writings about the Pentlands, I discovered the work of Allan Ramsay and his pastoral comedy, The Gentle Shepherd, written in 1725. The original manuscript, I discovered, is actually housed in Edinburgh University collections. The play was widely performed across the UK and is full of mirth and song. The story is set in the outskirts of Carlops, beside the River Esk, in a glen called Habby's Hoe, and a natural pool where the washing is done, which is called Piggy's Pool. I've lived in Edinburgh for 30 years and have passed Carlops with its large stone outcrop set just off the main road and had never heard of the place. So in the name of research, I got out my old walking map and set forth in search of this fabled location. I took with me some canvas, inscribed with some words from the story. Go further up the stream to Habby's Hoe, where all the sweets of spring and summer grow. There o'er a little cliff tween two birch trees and the waterfall, and murmurs to the breeze. Armed with some inks and oil bars and a trusty pal to record the event, we set forth. Much to my surprise, I've found that I have thoroughly enjoyed this project. I've loved finding new words, finding poems, stories about a landscape that I know but don't know, and searching out the new destinations. I loved painting in the water. I actually loved the whole experience. This has been completely eye opening and something that I hope I can carry on.